audience. Hello. Okay. Good afternoon, everybody, and thank you for being here. And today I am going to be telling you about Johann Sebastian Bach. Now, Bach was born in Germany in 1685, and he was born into a very musical family. And when he was 10 years old, his father died, and then he went and studied with his brother. And as he grew older in his teenage years, he kept studying music and he would delve deeper and deeper into music, and he took different leadership positions like conductor and choir master and all those different things. And so he just studied music all throughout his life, and that certainly shaped who he became as we know him today, a great composer. And does anybody know what kind of music Bach composed?
Religious music.
Yes, he did compose a lot of religious music. He did a few secular pieces as well, and this was also at the time after the Reformation, and he did a very good job of keeping kind of the Protestants and the Catholics happy with the kind of music he composed. Do you know what kind of genre, I guess, he was a composer of?
Baroque?
Yes, Baroque music. Baroque. Bach was a Baroque composer, and the first Baroque age was from about 1600 to 1715, and my textbook says that the Baroque had no single musical ideal. And if you listen to Renaissance music, you can kind of point your finger at it and say, yes, that is Renaissance music. It has a very central, kind of solid theme that is present throughout all these different kinds of songs. But Baroque music doesn't have that. They kind of started branching out, and in different compositions and arrangements, you hear all these different themes and variations. But there were four kind of central ideas that were present in a lot of Baroque pieces, and Bach was certainly a master of all of these. And some other Baroque composers you might be familiar with are Handel, Vivaldi, Purcell, and Pachelbel. Now, Bach wrote 6 concertos for the Duke of Brandenburg, and they're known as the Brandenburg Concertos. And a concerto, for any of you that don't know, is a piece of music that is composed for a solo or soloist or multiple soloists, and then an orchestra behind the soloist. And here's an excerpt from the Allegro of Brandenburg Concerto No. 1, and this was written for piccolo, bassoon, 2 horns, 3 oboes, and strings. So we'll listen to that. So that was just a little piece from the first concerto. And here's another small portion from the Allegro of the second concerto. And this was written for violin, strings, trumpet, oboe, and recorder. And at first it might sound a lot like the first concerto, but as you listen to it, you can hear the different instruments and the different variations that he used. Third and final clip I'm going to play for you is from the third Brandenburg Concerto. Again, there were 6 total. And this one was written for bass, 3 cellos, 3 violas, and 3 violins. And so because this one doesn't have any woodwinds or brass or percussion, it sounds a lot more like kind of what you're accustomed to when you think of classical music. So out of those 3 clips, what was your guys' favorites?
I like the third one.
3?
I like the first one.
First one? Second
Me too.
one?
I like the last one.
Last one? Alright, so clearly there were, he wrote pieces that suited many different types of audiences. So, which was your favorite? And does anybody know any other pieces that Bach composed? Any other famous ones you can think of?
Jesus, Joy of Man's Desire.
Yes, he did the Jesus, Joy of Man's Desiring.
Did you St. Matthew's Passion? Very famous.
I believe so, yes. Here are some other ones that you might be familiar with. He did Ave Maria, Jesus, Joy of Man's Desiring, and the Well-Tempered Clavier, and he did many other fugues and suites throughout his lifetime. And Bach was truly a master of Baroque music. He is arguably the best Baroque musician. He composed many magnificent pieces, and he was well known during his life. He was respected by his peers, and everyone knew that he was a really good, talented composer. And of course, many, many years after his death, he is also very famous for being a great composer of classical Baroque music. Thank you.
Very good.
There's my audience again.
Bravo.
Yay.
Very good.
Very good.